Hello, and welcome back to the Okanagan Reader. I'm your host, Jim Bowering. The uncertainty of two particles, two wave functions, meeting on a subway train. We're down to the last few of these quantum shorts, but that's okay, because I found a second volume of them. I'll have to record them, then I can upload them. Today's reading is Superpose by Yuen Xiang Hao. Yuen Xiang Hao teaches physics and astronomy at an independent school in Singapore, with an occasional sideline into creative writing, photography, and other forms of irrationality. The quantum concepts in Superpose are superposition, the uncertainty principle, and the wave function. So, how do you meet someone on a subway train? Here we go then.
Superpose by Yuen Xiang Hao. This story has two voices. It's obvious in text because one of them's written in italics. It might not be so obvious listening to my voice. Day 3. I first saw you 2 days ago. Our eyes not meeting across the crowded train, your voice inaudible to me over the noise of the crowd as you laughed at a joke shared with a friend. You. And I think you're fascinating. And I think you're interesting because you're a splash of color in this crowd of gray on gray, with their eyes glued to their smartphone screens, their ears plugged into their music players, disconnecting complex people from the real and plugging them into the imaginary, rendering them intangible in all the myriad ways that exist in the here and now. But not you, because even after your friend got off, you remained here, looking upwards and outwards of the train cabin at the morning sky, at the molten firmament being pounded on the blacksmith's anvil into the promise of a new day with a smile on your face. And the train dips below the ground and into the mouth of the tunnel. Watching. I want to talk to you. I want to reach out to you. I want to make contact and connect with you, just as a human to another human. Me. But I won't. I can't. Aren't. Because there are rules. You. The train is crowded. The train is always crowded. And when the crowd gets thick, a set of unspoken rules comes into play. Don't meet anyone's gaze. Don't look at what they're doing. Stare off into space. Draw your sphere of exclusion around you and never, not once, acknowledge the awkward closeness of those squeezed next to you. And in a stroke, we render ourselves into featureless inert particles, ideal classical data points that form a neat trend line in some civil servant's office whose job it is to optimize traffic flow. Consider a spherical cow. That's an old joke, a joke so ancient that it is essentially truth. Neglect the friction from the inevitable collisions, inculcate social mores and politeness to damp down on the inevitable rise in emotional temperature, and we all become the perfect, average man that Quetelet imagined, featureless entities in a frictionless, airless vacuum where everything that makes us who we are becomes unobservable. And from this sterile world, the only escape lies in cyberspace, diving deep into the anarchic chaos where the classical rules do not apply. And we wonder why we never talk to one another. Day 4. There you are again. Hey, We are wave functions, or so the reasoning goes, a trillion superposed wave functions with hidden variables tucked away under our surface, until only the surface is observable. We are degenerate Schrödinger icebergs that interact unpredictably and occasionally violently when all the imaginary axes that we have to grind, and yet reveal to no one, interfere and stack up, forming rogue waves and rolling combers that rock the boat and shatter our world. Leaving us to pick up the broken shards and fragments of who we know we truly are. That's why we shouldn't talk to strangers, because to let someone into our lives is to give up our very souls. Define your boundaries with clarity. Defend them with certainty. It's a matter of principle. Come. That's why I shouldn't talk to you. 2. That's why you won't talk to me. No. Because we are classical data points, inert spheres that interact neatly, safely, with no ultraviolet catastrophe to clean up afterwards. You, because we're strangers. 2. Classical physics is psychohistory. Statistical mechanics is social engineering. Correction, social engineering is statistical mechanics with gunpowder. Because when it blows, when it all goes, all your models disappear in a blast of adiabatic fire. Football riots, London burning, gang wars. Not safe at all. Stay safe. Stay classic. Day 10. You are different today. I can feel it. Feel it in a way that transcends conscious knowledge. You are. You still stare at the sky, at the way the unrisen sun plays a chiaroscuro of light and shadow across the underside of the scudding clouds, with their promise of uncertain rain. You still laugh with your friend, still smile at internal jokes that only you know, and still move with the same grace and elegance that comes from knowing one's exact place in the universe, give or take some uncertainty. Still not, but you are not the same. Listening. We are apart. We are separate. We are individuals, each one of us a self-contained wave function that sees no evil, hears no evil, speaks no evil, and ultimately touches nobody. To me. So I don't ask you what's wrong. All I know is that you radiate expectation, emit uncertainty, and resonate with the bittersweet melancholy of unfulfilled dreams. Are you? That's what being human means. It means being alone. Are you certain? Yes. So very certain? Absolutely. Look up. What? Now. I look up, and your eyes meet mine, and you smile. What about now? Uncertain.